Hi, Danny. How are you?
Good.
Hi, Susan.
Ready.
We'll try to get through it. Everybody comfortable? No, it's not.
That's very hot.
It's going to be no. Give us a little break. Turn it on early. Nobody's paying themselves in the average. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We're going to start the meeting. Today is the 11th of July, and we are here to discuss township business. We appreciate everybody signing their phones. And would everybody please stand for the pledge? Ryan, would you lead us today?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we have a couple things to do here with our fiscal officer. So first of all, we're going to approve a set of minutes from March 22nd, 2020. We're a little bit behind on our minutes, but I'm sure we're going to catch up soon. Do you have a chance to?
It was the CT consultant special meeting,
This is a special meeting.
the special meeting that when the CT guys were there.
So if there's no corrections or additions, I'll entertain a motion.
Second.
You got to make the motion.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as submitted. I'll spend the reading.
John?
Yes.
Sue? Yes.
Yes.
You got it.
All I have is the audit is finished.
Okay, so we had an audit, our yearly audit, and it is finished. And once we get the final approval for the audit, we'll share it with everybody.
Submitted to the state on the first, the day on
So that should be coming down the track pretty soon. Julia is requesting a workshop for the budget. We need to make a special meeting. We will also be doing some other things for that meeting as well. Julia will certainly put an ad in the paper for that. So I got a tentative date of 7/25/2024, which is a Thursday. And if you guys want to do early bird 5:30.
Yep, that's fine.
Susan, you okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Julia, you okay with that? Special meeting
For budget?
yeah, on the budget, and then we're going to go over a few things.
What was the date?
Set 25th. Matt and Susan, on the second page, I have a tentative agenda for a meeting if you want to discuss a few things about that. Yeah, we try to use it because,
And I'll show you.
and I have this setup guide, and I don't know why it's not connected to the internet.
We have to get he's not the same guy that does the,
How long do we have before we have to replace that?
3 years.
3 years? Well, maybe we should get them out here
Okay.
and do that.
The day they came, Spectrum was.
So you can get an app and you can print everything from
Yeah.
home, so that's what we do. Okay, we're going to do officials' reports before we move on to the regular trustee stuff. So, cemetery section is not here, it's not present. Custodial report, Tim is not here, but I'm sure he'll show up a little later. Brian is not with us at this time either. Matt, do you have anything?
I'll cover
Yeah,
that
no,
on
wait.
the resolution. Yeah.
Zoning inspector report, Rich is not here. I'm sure he will be here too. Zoning commission report, Lynn Harvey is with us.
I'm not so much reporting as I have a couple questions that I'd like your feedback on.
Sure.
Have you made a decision on legalizing or the prohibiting of sales of legal marijuana?
We have not, we have a temporary moratorium as it sits right now. I
Right.
don't know what date I think it was for a year, but I'm waiting for the fiscal officer. Actually, that's on my agenda. So we want to find out, we want to see what's going to happen when everything's all jumbled up, so.
Right. The reason I asked was I think I saw in the paper that you had commented that you might be considering banning it. And
Well,
if that's true, then zoning doesn't need to do anything.
Yeah, we might consider, but we haven't made that decision yet.
Okay.
The trustees at the last meeting discussed it, but we did not. We do have a moratorium on it, so.
Yeah, okay.
Trying to find a date for you, Lynn.
Yeah, I don't know when that started. And I guess the state is maybe going to bring out some regulations in a few months. Or
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody else.
Yeah, nobody knows what's going on, so. I think Jan sent us well, I have a 7 minutes here from you guys, but that is from the 9th.
Yeah, we've been talking about this on and off, but I wasn't sure if you had made the final decision on
So what we have on hand right now is we received a letter from Chris Missouri, telling us that the Board of Commissioners is in the process of scheduling a public meeting for 3 townships that have submitted resolutions asking the board to restrict wind solar farms in some manner. And I gave you a copy of that.
Right.
So there was 2 attachments that Chris gave us. Those are included in that.
Okay.
And they also have our resolution that Julia submitted.
Okay.
So I think it might be an urgency from the way Chris was telling us. The second attachment, internal memo that reflects the Ohio Revised Code and Ohio Administrative Code definition concerning the nature, definition of the facilities. Could the Board of Trustees compare the township resolution with the Ohio Revised Code and Ohio OAC definitions and let Clerk Parvo, I guess that's,
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
and myself whether the township would like to prohibit these 3 types of facilities.
Okay. Well,
You will
I
probably.
don't know if I can turn that around for you tonight because you just
No,
gave
I'm
it
not,
to me.
I wouldn't, I'm not.
We'll have to dig
I just
into
got
it.
this,
Yeah.
just got this yesterday.
Okay. We will start looking into it right away. My second question is regarding the hike bike trails. I know that phase one, the hearing is complete, the permit is issued, and so
Yes.
that was between the city of Aurora and the township. Some of us on the zoning commission are getting questions in an informal manner about these trails and the potential trail coming up, which would be all through Mantua Township on one section of it. So I don't feel that I'm all that well informed on this. I mean, people tell me stuff, but it's third-hand information, and I'd like to hear it from the horse's mouth. So I wondered if you would think it might be a good idea to host, not a hearing, but a public information session, invite the park district, invite the boards, invite the public, especially if we know which public might think they're affected by this, and get all this information and maps or whatever resources we need out there so that there's not, you know, I heard this, I heard that, and then sometimes it's wrong.
I could certainly try to set that up. I think a public meeting would be a good, we have the venue where we can fit a lot of people. There is a lot of concern, and I think the main concern for the trustees is the use of our right-of-ways, and how are they going to, we don't know. I have feelers out to the attorneys to get theirs, but I mean, I don't know, our right-of-ways aren't.
Doesn't the township own the township's right-of-ways?
Actually, the people, it's private property that owns the property up to the center of the road, and the right-of-way is for utilities, from what I understand. And that's something that we can, maybe for that meeting, we can have our attorney come and let the community know what we're in for.
Yeah.
Because it seems that it seems that the parks they have the information, but I don't think they're sharing it enough for the public.
So on a township road that has the big ditches, those are our ditches, right? Because you maintain those ditches, dig them out,
It's in township, correct?
put a culvert occasionally or whatever.
Right, yes.
So how can another agency say, we're gonna just take away your,
Right. I have seen, and I've been doing a lot of reading, and I have seen that, not in Ohio, but in some communities in other states, the park system has eminent domain roadways, so they can put parks in it. So we may be in for an education here, so.
yeah.
But that's a good idea, and I think that we,
Well, the letter they just put out never mentioned Mantua Township trustees at all. Doris, you got it?
Do what?
I sent you the letter you got that we got.
Yes, I had, if you remember at the last month's meeting,
Yeah.
why can we wait till?
Yeah.
We got so much. I don't want to interrupt you, but I
Oh,
know
no.
you want to ask us some questions on that.
and I know some others have cited, we have more information too from Christine and things like this and from other, whatever. So whenever you want to bring it up.
Let me call on you after, we have another group here before you, let me call on you after.
Okay, and I over here.
But anyway, that's what I have, Linda.
Okay.
I'd be more than happy to send out some emails asking for a public.
Yeah, it can't hurt, I don't think.
No.
Get the-
Well, I think we're entitled to.
Yeah,
I think the more people that are informed in the township residents need
Yeah,
to
because
know.
this
Yeah.
is.
Not just, you know,
mhm.
30 families or something, or 15
Yeah.
families,
Well,
the
well,
township.
the point of contention is the part of the park that is the key to this, the whole park system is in Mantua Township. It starts from Chamberlain Road all the way to 44.
Garrison.
Here?
Goes all the way to Garrison.
Yeah, it does, but I mean, our section, that's the link, so, yeah,
Mhm.
we can do that.
Okay, great. I'm I'm running the zoning meeting over at the Civic Center, so I can't stay long enough to hear all
No, that's
of
fine,
that.
I appreciate you
But,
coming, I haven't seen you.
Yeah, so I think that was all I needed to ask.
Okay.
Linda, follow up with that, when I was on vacation, I talked to Doris, and I advised her that we would open up whatever building she wanted to have the public come and ask questions. The only thing I told her was she probably should have a bank of questions
Yeah,
that she would ask, what's called, and so she would have answered her, be able to prepare for that meeting.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, there's a lot of homework that needs to go
Oh,
into
yeah.
this, especially with
Yeah.
legalities of road right of way and things like that.
right. It looks like it's 4 years away.
4 years away?
That's what they're saying.
And we'll be here
Okay.
in a second.
Better start now.
What's that?
Better
So-
start now.
Yeah, well,
Here's a preceding question. This is the Rails to Trails program in the state of Ohio that's trying to link up miles and miles and has already completed a lot of it. So what got approved already was along the railroad bed, all right, which still extends into the township. So what happened to that plan?
That is the plan, they're using.
But then why are we talking about township roads?
Because it doesn't, the railroad doesn't connect.
Let them ride on the road.
There's
Mark Bartman, I think, a lot.
there's private properties that have been purchased different, you know, the railroad has been abandoned since when?
Oh, a long time, yeah.
Lynn, I think it was back in 1989 or so, my father had stolen sand and gravel,
Mhm.
and Sonny had the batch plant, concrete, and the railroad bed was there. My father did not want to buy the railroad bed, so he and Sonny talked, and Sonny Brugman bought it way back then.
Oh,
And he was the first personal resident that ever bought a piece of an abandoned railroad bed.
oh.
So then when we sold Mark Brugman the gravel pit,
Mhm.
they had to resurvey all that and it went into Mark's name. So now Mark Brugman is the owner of that abandoned railroad bed.
Okay,
And a lot of people don't understand, well, why can't we go through that? That is a working batch plant.
right.
You know, I drive back there and your head's on swivel because there's loaders and semis
Right.
and trucks
Mhm.
and already people are trespassing, getting off at the bike and hike trail here. They need a signage that says trail ends here, no more trail. They're jumping off of there and coming onto Mark's property and getting back in there.
Oh, wow.
And they're also now coming onto Jason Carlton's property.
Correct.
They're going up his driveway. And family, Leanne stops him, what are you doing? Well, this is the bike, we're looking for the bike and hike trail. She said, you're trespassing. So now we have a lot of people trespassing on Mantua Township residents' properties.
Yeah, we have a whole bunch of stuff to figure out.
Mhm.
So actually, another entity bought property on the railroad bed, and that was First Energy. First Energy
Right.
bought that, and First Energy is leasing that property.
We heard from Aurora, it took Aurora 2 years of what fighting with First Energy.
Well, if you remember at the beginning, Aurora didn't want those poles in Aurora.
Right.
Mhm.
They wanted them to come up Crackle Road and put those big poles. We fought that back then, but then again, that was never going to work. It might have been some kind of ploy
Mhm.
to make the connection. So, but yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the whole thing. Mantua Township is the key to that, the whole thing. And you know, we've been trying to protect our landowners for a long time. I hope we can find the right path. So, but anyway, thank you.
Okay, further discussion. Keep us in the loop.
I have a quick question. Are we allowed to now, or do we have to wait till the very
I mean,
end?
it seems like the discussion got
Okay,
a
that's
little
fine.
out of hand, but that's okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
We have a whole thing
No,
to
I'm not even
present
talking about
our new business with this. We have
So
more information.
when you guys all signed this paper April 6th of '23,
Right.
stating that you enthusiastically supported the city's effort to seek funding towards the trail a reality, what did you think was going to happen when it stopped there?
Well, I can tell you what we were told. We were told that that was for Aurora. That was for Aurora to come to Chamberlain Road. We had no idea that was part of what was going on. Then we found out that some of our residents were against it, and we said we kind of paddled backwards on it, because now, I mean, that was a different day and time when we signed that. Yeah, we were enthusiastic about it, but we never thought it would cause this kind of a jam.
So you're saying that,
Yeah, we did.
I'm being told that the Parks and Recreation thing showed the tentative Headwater Trail for years coming up Pioneer, Mantua Center, Pioneer, and Diagonal. That this was nothing new, but that was just going to be the connector.
Correct.
So that's why I thought, okay, why would you guys
And
approve
we
this if it
never,
was
but
coming
we
into?
never agreed with Portage Parks that they were going to put pathways on our roads. That was always, because when Craycroft has come in front of the trustees for years, and we kept telling her, no, we're not going to do that, we're not going to do that. We had no idea their intentions were going to, that they were going to get the tax, they were going to get their tax hike, and they were going to use that money for attorneys and whatever the case may be. And it turned into a real mess. But yeah, we did agree on that, and that confirmed what I'm saying, but we had no understanding that it was going to hurt our residents the way it was. So it was.
I'll be honest with you, when Chris Stanton came to us, we actually went to a hearing in Aurora in his support. I'll be first honest with you, I'm for the hike and bike trail, and I'll go on record with that, and I think it's a great thing for this community, but it needs to be done and done right. I don't think that anybody should be able to tell a landowner what he can do or she can do with their property. I don't agree with that.
I appreciate
And that's what they were saying evidently. Chris said originally that's what they were saying to him. They said that, first of all, he said he owned his right-of-way. He did not. We didn't know that. We went and supported him, okay, and said, hey, listen, we also support our resident here. He should be able to do what he wants on his property. He's saying that he can't deer hunt, he can't paintball, he can't ride a four-wheeler, he can't do what he wants to do on his property.
Right.
But that did not come to fruition. That was false information. He does not own his right-of-way, nor did anybody ever tell him he couldn't hunt, fish, or whatever on his property. But I still feel the same. I'm for the hike and bike trails. I always will be. I think it's great for this community. But in the same sense, it's got to be done and done professionally and done right.
Yeah, well, we still have a couple of landowners.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, we still have a couple of landowners that we have, Mr. Scarlow down there, that owns the big white barn, and a couple others, and people, and since this has happened, people on Pioneer Trail that butt up against the land that Aurora bought, they were told by the park ranger for Aurora that they can't come on that property. And it turned into a big mess. If we would have known that, we would have never signed it.
So my question is was this information then given to the zoning board, who then said yes? That they are lying to you?
No,
Aurora is lying to you?
no. The zoning inspector denied the permit. They wanted a conditional permit. And
Correct.
the zoning inspector denied it. So they have the right to appeal. They appeal to
Correct.
the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Correct.
The Board of Zoning Appeals granted them the...
Correct. But I'm just saying, are they aware of the fact that Aurora blew smoke up your families?
We had two big meetings, and they're quasi, their decision is, and if they would have told them no, Aurora they told them no at the beginning, and they came back for another.
Correct.
Aurora already had plans to appeal to the
courts.
They already did it.
They already had
and the court would have just gave it to them that fast. So
and
no matter which way, they have a lot of record that they pay a lot of money in Aurora, and they have a lot of power with
leaves those of
We have to
us
work as a
helpless.
community now to go forward,
Right.
and that's what our plans are, right? So,
Correct?
Okay.
I must say, I know the BZA representatives aren't here, but I was at all those meetings. And I must commend the BZA board. I mean, this was a hornet's nest. But the BZA board, I feel, represented the community, the residents, very well. Joni held a very high mark, integrity mark up here. And she wouldn't back down because she was for our residents. If this thing would have gone to court, our Mantua Township residents wouldn't have gotten what they got.
yeah.
They wouldn't have gotten.
And the trustees stand behind all our.
And when Aurora, the BZA board had a whole list of things they wanted Aurora to come back with. And when Aurora came back a few weeks later, man, they had everything to the T, everything. And Chris, the prosecutor or attorney was there. Poor guy, he had a retina detachment too, but he was there.
Yeah.
But anyways, I want to commend your board.
And we do too, but we really have,
Okay, go
we
ahead.
really have to.
Sorry, go. Sorry.
We'll get back to that.
I hate that.
Yeah, just let us know when the meeting is, because I'm
Yeah, we
be honest
sure
with
will.
you, we've never gotten letters that other people in the
Yeah,
community
we-
have gotten. I mean, as for
We
parks and
We're
recreation.
gonna discuss this in new business, so let me get to this place.
Okay, all right, we absolutely need to move on, so, thank you, Lynn, for that. And Joni did call today and said she could not make it, she had an issue to take care of, so she would have been.
Was that?
Joni. Oh, yeah, no issue. And that brings us to Natalie Center procedure.
Hello.
Oh, hold on one second.
Oh,
Yeah. Hold on one second. Let me back up. Chamber of Commerce, sorry.
See the letters that we got?
Chamber of Commerce, Carol Pollard, take the report.
Came up a little bit differently than I thought.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'm kind of a little backwards.
I have learned that for stuff like this, I need to use cheaters. Okay, there's a lot going on. The granary is being used in town. They're having farmers and makers markets at the granary. For what's coming up, by now everybody should know about Around the Hill. July 18th is a regular chamber meeting. The theme is Christmas in July. It will be held at De Novo Wellness at 9222 State Route 44, which is a building that's sort of back in the trees south of the turnpike, and it's on the east side of the road. I think that's where it is. It's not, no, it doesn't, it's not in your face. So that will be, that they're going to discuss the Christmas plans, and let's see, community-wide garage sale July 19th and 20th, and in August they're having a scholarship fundraiser dinner, and they're asking for sponsors, entree sponsors at $100 each. I don't know how they're going to make money on this, but anyhow, they've got it figured out, I guess. So they really, I think that's a community event, and that will be announced in more detail when we're closer to it. Sponsors get their names listed by the item they sponsor, and depending on what you sponsor, you may get your names added to the invitations. So that's what I know about it. I will, when the next meeting is the 18th, I will do that. The timing is a little bit awkward. You know, they meet after we meet, so I'm always sort of,
Walk behind.
yeah, following the ball here. The 18th.
18th?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one that's at De Novo Wellness.
Okay.
Yeah.
What time?
Whoops. Probably 7. I have too many papers to check. 5 o'clock. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Gary.
Yeah.
We have one more order there. Make a motion to accept the fiscal officer.
So,
John?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Matt?
yes.
Okay, so now we're going to go back to that. So, Mantua Center Christian Church.
Okay, well, we had the survey has been almost, they've actually come out and set new pins and stuff like that. There's some stakes throughout the yard showing some of the changes. We don't have the official survey done yet. We're hoping to have that done. We don't have the actual paperwork. We're hoping to have that within the next week. If possible, we would like to maybe at your special meeting for budget, if we could have a few minutes to go over that and maybe make the final approvals and sign whatever paperwork or whatever, I don't know. We can get it to the attorneys in time and hopefully we can do that, if that's appropriate.
Sean, did you go over the new plan again as far as changing the boundaries?
I did.
Okay.
I think I talked to Brian, they wanted to change they wanted to add additional property to, we talked about not, we talked about not doing that, so.
Okay.
We're going to go back to our original, because the problem we're having with that is the attorney's code, that we don't want to have to come to the church for an easement.
Okay.
So, I do want to give you this point. We did agree for the sidewalk. We agreed for your sidewalk there, and then this is your parking, and then this was you.
Okay, so the problem is that this is going to require us to bring a surveyor back out, which is going to be an extra cost to us
For one reason.
because they're going to have to reset pins and redraw everything and redraw all the agreements.
Well, we didn't agree to this. We had no meeting in that agreement.
Well, it was presented in the meeting and you guys indicated that was okay at that time.
Yeah.
And so that's what
Of course, we always have to go by our attorneys.
Okay, I don't know where to go to from this point then.
Well, we can't have our drivers blocked.
Well-
You can't expect us to.
I understand that, but we also have the additional issue too, that the church is actually totally landlocked. So what we would like to do when we talk to the lawyers is actually include easements for both parties for the use of all the driveways.
Let me ask you a question. Did our attorney contact your attorney? Because he was supposed to have contacted me on that.
Well, if they did, our attorney did not contact me. So he couldn't say anything about it.
I sent this to Chad Murdoch, and Chad said, I don't think that's a good idea because of the,
Okay.
and I think I kind of mentioned that to you. And I said, please contact their attorney and let them know.
Okay.
So,
Right, that being said too, I mean, everything would be good now, but 50, 100 years from now, it may not be so good, you know what I'm saying? That's what the attorney was telling us, and he's 100%.
Well, I understand that.
tell me what you did, and let me call, and let me see what the attorney did. Tell me what you, so you had you actually
We had
had the this is a public square.
Yeah, I understand, and we have no problem with granting easement and stuff like that too.
Yeah, but we don't want it,
It should be the other way around.
yeah,
It should be the other way around.
So we did agree to the,
Extension past the sidewalk. And
yeah, so we did agree to the sidewalk. And that was the original plan. Now, my memories, that originally you said that you wanted more property, you may have wanted more property into this section here.
yeah, but I can't see how we can do that. And actually, our property line that you guys have drawn here actually does go over to here. It goes over to the fence for the cemetery. So, and you have it drawn as being here.
Yeah, because we don't have,
So you want us to do that, across that way?
I'm not sure.
Well, currently, our property line actually comes to right here and goes back this way. That's our property line right now. And so we were going to extend it out this way too. So is this what you want? So it comes right back there and we're only taking this,
This is your property, right?
not this section right here right now. But we were,
Your property is here.
yeah, our property is there.
Right.
But it comes, yeah, it comes over to here and actually, yeah, continues on down this one.
Right, to the end of, I think it's to the end of the cemetery.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's what we actually, that's what we were proposing.
Right, and this is what I sent the attorney.
Yeah,
I said, this is what they want. I put the circles on these driveways. And he said, oh, and I directed him to contact your attorney.
okay,
So I will look into that tomorrow.
all right.
And again, we're not here to cause any, we want this to happen.
Yeah,
I don't think we're going to be able to.
okay,
So let the attorneys talk. Maybe we can make something.
okay.
Well, they gotta have some direction on John. The attorney's gotta have direction of what we want.
He does. I said it.
You laid out your plan.
That's exactly what I told you.
That's right.
Okay.
I didn't, yeah.
Okay.
And Brian, I can send you the email that I sent the attorney.
Yeah, I would appreciate it, so, yeah. Okay, I guess we'll talk to the attorney tomorrow and see what they say, and we'll maybe talk to the surveyor and see what it's going to cost to get back out here.
Keep us in the loop, and we'll see if there's something we can help with.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. I think I kind of mentioned it to you out there that we were,
Yeah.
we were happy about that.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry for the confusion.
All right.
We'll get back on track. I will definitely call Chad around.
Okay. And I also, Dottie just found these the other day, or today actually, at the Historical Society. It's an article about the cooperation between the church and the previous Restoration Society and the township, and the addition of the septic system and stuff like that.
That's interesting.
So, and that was in 1979. So if you're looking for any information on any of the agreements that might exist between the church and the township and stuff like that, it might be around that time. So,
Yeah, that kind of
so we start talking about shared services and stuff.
yeah, that kind of coincides with that drawing from the guy who designed
Yeah,
the sewer.
yeah. So,
Okay.
so just thought you might find that interesting.
My apologies, folks, for the confusion. We will do our best to,
Okay.
make everybody as happy as we can.
All right, and if if we can get some things done by the 25th, and maybe on the
Yeah,
agenda
yeah.
for that.
That's 2 weeks from today.
Yeah, 5:30.
Yeah, 5:30. And I will keep you in the loop on the exchange with the attorney.
Okay.
Okay? Very good. Any other questions from the church? Mark, any other questions from the
I
church?
don't think so. You guys have any questions? Or? Yeah.
Okay, folks, we are going to go into
Just take this.
trustee reports. Julie, I wanted to ask you a question on our investments at the bank. Are we still, do we still have a CD in there?
Yeah.
What are we getting?
Yeah.
You know, percentage of, did you find that? I was asking Julie about our investments at the bank. How much we're getting in interest. We are, I mean, and it's getting late in the game, but the townships are allowed to open CDs. And CDs are paying 5%. I'm sure we're getting $1 million.
Middle bill right now is 1.7.
Yeah, 4.7% they were, and we got, you know, we should be getting 47,000.
The only reason I believe it
Right, Sheffield Thompson came ready to do the same thing. And Sheffield Thompson came ready to do the same thing.
Right. And I kind of got that from them. I wanted to know if we were getting this talk, because we were getting, I thought we were getting more, maybe not. Yeah, that's,
500-600 a month.
what is our, so we still have like 2,000?
We have a checking account, pays our bills, and then we have a savings account that was open for the day. That's the only thing that's in there.
Yeah. Are we allowed to keep the, are we allowed to keep the interest on it?
Yes.
Or-
The interest is not, yeah, I have the whole paragraph.
Okay, anyway, I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
CT, also, I'm going to refer to this, to sewer out here as a,
Phase one.
no, I was going to put it like a public square project, something like that, so we can differentiate. So anyway, Ryan called John, not called him, but sent him an email. I don't know if I forwarded the email. And I don't know if he got a response back from him or not. But what we need, I think what we need to do is, on page 2, I put a agenda for the next meeting. I think what we need to do is be prepared in case everything goes down. You know, we should probably have some contracts ready to go for the 27th of December.
Right.
In case this does not happen. We don't want to give the money back.
Right, so what contracts are you referring to as far as the water lines and paving and stuff like that? Is that what you're
Whatever we can, whatever contract we have to go, ready to go. And there's some ideas there, it doesn't have to be those ideas.
You don't because you don't think the sewer project's going to go?
I don't know, I want to make sure that we are.
Yeah,
Because John hasn't gotten back to Ryan yet, so.
And he could be on vacation, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, you know. One suggestion I had was, you have a proposal for this building?
For this building, nothing finalized.
No, nothing
But
finalized.
we're still exploring grants.
Okay, all right. But you don't have a proposal for the work to be done?
We have some quotes, yes.
You know, those kind of things,
Yeah, right.
columbarium, there could be could be work done at the service garage, but we need to at least explore that, so that's
In
what
the park.
Huh?
In the park.
I think our going back, when they put that on there,
No.
that should be on there too, but that's just, those are just suggestions that, you know what I mean? So that's something we'll discuss.
Is that 3 months is going to go fast? Yeah.
This is gonna be, it's 6 months. It's
I'm
less,
saying that for 6 months now.
it's less than 6 months, you know, even, and we can't do anything if they don't allow us to do it, we don't.
Well, I thought we were getting one free cab. So where's the problem coming now? I thought we were allowed to have one free cab.
As far as I know, but
So
you
what
see
would-
the email,
So what would have changed the project scope? I mean, I don't understand. Because,
nothing's gonna change. The only thing that's gonna change it is John, that's just gonna say, no, you can't do it.
but I thought that they already said we could.
That's what Ryan Schuster told us, that we could. That's why we signed the contract.
And it shouldn't be an issue.
There should be.
We should be able to sign that.
But then there's
contract,
still-
we should be able to move forward and put it out to bid.
Right.
And,
But it's not gonna be 500,000.
no, correct.
So we gotta be ready
So, plan B.
for the balance.
That's fine.
That's all I'm saying. Okay, so anyway, that's that. West Lawn, I sent, you have a copy of the signed contract for industrial landscaping. They're gonna grade that last section of the cemetery. The problem is water.
Still a problem.
So, you think we should approach, well, my question is, if they just grade it out, and we have the surveyor come out, put the pins in, and then plant the grass in the spring, I mean, in the fall, do you think that would be a good idea?
Yeah, because your grass will, if you plant it early enough, if you plant it like first part of October, by the part of September, October, November, it'll come up, and then whatever doesn't come up, they draw it until the spring.
Do you think we'll lose any of the soil?
That's not there.
Okay, well, I'm gonna contact them and ask them if they can split that project up. Because he's talking about next week. And I know when he was doing water, what can we do?
Well, there's a couple things we could do with the water. We did a portable pump, and you could sprinkle that. Maybe, there's things you could do, you have to move it around. But you know, you're into the fall, John, and you're gonna have some rainy weather.
Right.
I don't think we're having an issue, I really don't. But I mean, initially we can water, fire department can bring up a full tank, and it holds 3,000 gallons of water. Okay, and they can keep that full for us. And we'd have to have a portable pump that would, you know, put some sprinklers out there.
Well, let me know.
That can be done, but I think you'll have September, October, November weather. I think it will come on.
Yeah, because we plan on it rain in the fall.
So what's your suggestion? You want to just have them grade it and then have them come put the pins in?
Yeah.
Plant the grass in? We good with that?
Yeah.
All right, with you? And I'll call Dino and let him know.
Is she available, John?
She did answer my last email. She's not taking new customers.
She's not returning calls.
No, she's not.
So she should be, starts to.
So we do have,
There's other surveyors out there.
so we have the survey. It's all done.
Right.
If we get another person to come out here and use our survey,
Put the pins
I
in.
mean, we're not too far. We're
No, you got that in the water.
No, no. But I will do my best to get a hold of her.
I get a hold of Mike, maybe.
He doesn't, oh, yeah, I thought you said you were going.
He did, he's watching him, but he may be on there.
Why don't you get him? Yeah, and I'll call her. We have have one of the contacts, the door contact upstairs for your line system that's flickering on and off. I'm going to replace that. I got to get it done. We're going to get, I'm going to get the I can read and replace it. I'll get a hold of that and she'll let me know today. So that's why, I think that's why we got that call. We had a couple of alarms, but it was just not being fast. The salt shed, I mean yeah, let's talk about the salt shed. So we are still waiting for Ohio Edison to get that power off there. So Frank did started on some work plotting out where you want to put that service. Yeah.
He could probably put a service in and then disconnect it when they will.
Do you guys want to actually put that hole in? Or would you like to see it underground?
I'd rather see it on the ground.
So if you go and look, you stand over here by the Civic Center and look all the way down, there's not one line that comes over the ground property.
Right. You know, and I get to a lot of places, John, this is a little off kilter, but I'm ashamed of our parks, I really am. I mean, when I go down, and I sent Susan an email or a video the other day of the pavilions and stuff like that down in Deerfield that don't have near the budget that we have. They got a beautiful pavilion, ball fields, bathrooms, they got all kinds of stuff. And it just, I drive around doing my routes, and it's just like, we should have a pavilion there, we should have bathrooms there, and we can very easily do that.
I'm good with that.
I know.
So then, let's go, first stage, let's put that power in there, let's go underground.
You talk about from even across the street, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would
Or across the street?
talk to Frank about that.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, do you think we should have a board?
I would, something you could do.
Yeah, because if you cut the street.
Plus, man,
If you don't want to pull on the east side, you gotta go under the road
right, that's
or
fine.
through it.
Yep,
If you do go through it with the electric,
might as well go do it with water.
you gotta put in 3 pipes. Water, electric, sewer. You're gonna go back and forth. You cut one trench one time.
Yep,
That's my opinion.
I agree. Let's do it.
Do you know anybody in the boring business?
I used to, Chief Stoneberg had a buddy that did it. He's a fireman for so long. Other than that, I do not know. So, do you, Frank?
What's that?
Know anybody that does boring?
Floor?
Boring? We could do the boring?
I had a guy that was gonna bore my gas underneath the road on Mantua. He wanted $1,000 just to drive in the driveway.
And so what was the problem with that?
You know, I mean, if that's what it is, yeah, there's boring companies out there.
Okay, so
I would say,
so we're good with that plan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
boring would be the way, you don't disturb it
well, you
then.
know what? Brian knows a guy who's gonna bore what we're gonna do over here. Brian knows that guy. It's a friend of his, Brian Kerr.
I'll tell you,
Yeah,
who would know, CT,
yeah.
they do a lot of boring for their customers.
We want to finish our.
I don't want to pay no money.
That's a dirty word.
We don't want to set them on the short. I went down to the Civic Center and I was wondering about the salt.
Okay.
There's like 3 stacks of salt. Who puts the salt into the?
Service department guys are supposed to do that.
Okay, that's,
Okay. They're not doing it?
well, I'm not saying anything, I'm just asking whose responsibility.
Yeah, well-
And I will definitely say something.
Yeah. Let me know, and I'll talk to him, or you can talk to
No,
him.
I will, because I told him last night. He said he thought that the people that deliver the salt, and I said, well, wait a minute, hold on a second. So they delivered it here,
Right.
but there's nothing in the hopper there, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They always did it before, when Vickers trustee, they did that.
Okay, all right, that's all I wanted to know.
Right.
Last thing on mine is the, people are asking me about a road race.
For what?
A road race.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I sent you guys some
Yeah,
information.
yeah.
We had 2 of them here, 4 and 5 years ago. They want to do all the security,
Yeah.
all the road markers,
The only thing that I would,
and they want to use the facilities there. Now, none of it's going to go down into Mantua Center.
right, it was just going to go down diagonal, Manly Center, and.
Mennonite,
Right,
yeah. I think there's a map.
My only thing, John, to that is, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but my only thing to
No,
that,
that's fine.
instead of private security, like they mentioned, on the back roads, I think they should have a sheriff's department.
Well, this says right here, police.
Yeah, but look what they put at, like the intersection, look what they put there.
They put the blue, there's 3, they got 3 of them here.
Right.
So they got 3 blue ones. And that would be on Mennonite and Mantua Center, Mennonite and Diagonal, and then State Route 80.
Right. As long as they have a sheriff there.
And I was told they have to have 3 sheriffs.
Right.
Do they know we have no bathroom facility?
Um,
That's just something you may want to tell them.
Well, there's one right over there at the,
Yeah, there's an outhouse right there, too.
there's 2 of them actually. Yeah.
His and hers.
I guess the road races that don't normally stop.
Right. Yeah, good point.
Right. So, can I give them approval?
Yes, in my opinion, you want a motion?
Susan?
What was the date on that, John? I didn't print it off.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we give approval to the,
I don't think we, what's the date on it?
I thought they said.
it's gonna be,
August 2
I'll get the date.
Yeah, that's fine,
Escape Comfort is the name of the organization. If you go, they have a very nice website, escapecomfort.com. And we give them authorization to have their race, provided they give us the security.
Yeah.
Good?
Because a lot of those companies will hire private security.
The people that we had before hired, sure.
Sure.
Good. Any second?
Second.
John?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Matt?
Yes.
I think that does it for me. I want to let you also let you guys know that I'm going to change, I saw a lot about what Sue mentioned at last meeting. I'm going to change the format on our meeting agenda. We're going to have a discussion and not separate them. Okay, does that sound like a plan?
Yes.
But in the meantime, Sue, you know.
I only have one thing. I got some quotes on the trees for the cemetery and the 2 roads. Todd's tree service came in at $20,000. New Leaf came at $23,298. And then Weaver was at $14,500. So I'd like to make a motion that we accept Weaver at $14,500 to take care of the cemetery, Sheldon, Winchell, and Manly Center.
I will second that motion.
Second?
No.
I can't hear.
Huh?
I didn't hear you. John?
Yes.
So
Yes.
when everybody's staring at you, you're not
I
gonna.
did-
Well, that's right.
I know.
I did talk to Brian, I told him if it passed, I would let him know. Brian said he'd call Weaver and get it set up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're off tomorrow.
So can I get a copy and then I'll make a copy and give it back to you?
Yes, actually, I probably could have one of these copies, the one I can't read. Hold on, I got it, here it is.
Can I have this? No.
You know, I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, okay.
No, you can have it, even. I don't need it anymore.
All right, anything else?
No.
That's it? Mr. Bennett?
Yes. As you know, we opened up road bids for Pine Trail project, OPWC money. After the bid, we opened the bids, we took them to the Portage County Prosecutor's Office. They reviewed all 3 bids and recommended that we would go with Roniak for the price of $339,170.50. And they are low bidder.
You already went to the engineer?
What's that?
It's already.
Okay, went to the yeah, I'm sorry. And they went to the engineers, I picked them up today, and they gave their stamp of approval and recommended, and I have the letter here, recommended we would go with that one.
So we made a motion.
Yes, we already did.
Yeah, so I would just word it now that we just got approval from the prosecutor's office that the bids were okay, met all the criteria, and that the Portage County engineers went through the specs to make sure that they were pricing apples to apples, and they did. So that being said, we're going to award it on that.
Hey, Matt, for the public record, you want to give the 3 bids out?
Sure.
Okay.
The 3 people were bid up was Phillips Paving Company out of Sherman Falls around One Road. So that's actually, I think, all Auburn Township. Their bid was $407,233. $223. That was Pioneer Trail Research. Never heard of the company, or I'm sorry, Phillips Paving Company for the Pioneer Trail project. That's the one. And then Specialized was the second one. Yep. They were $423,062. $423,062. And then that, like I said, that is Specialized. And then, Lord behold, Roniak was $339,170. It's like $149,000 difference. But according to the prosecutor's office, we're not the only one that got the low bid either. They come in under everybody so far now.
I think Roniak has
They got a monopoly.
enough material.
Who did the east section of Pioneer Trail up here a couple years ago?
Roniak. Well, yeah, it's Roniak, yes.
Okay.
From that road to Garrettsville?
Yeah, I mean, where was their bid compared, they were less?
Roniak is the lowest, yeah.
Yeah, Roniak was 3.
All I can say is they did a great job and they did it quick.
Yeah, they did, they did. Yeah, nobody Garrettsville. They're doing it too.
I mean, it's like,
Yeah. He said that was probably going to happen, my comments, you know, like, yeah, he said it's probably going to happen. He said they're probably going to go, and they certainly did.
Yeah,
I can't believe they left that much money.
They clobbered the other 2.
That's a lot of money.
are their plants still open over here?
Yeah.
Well, they don't have far to go.
No, you don't.
So that saves them a lot.
Yeah, they did.
Appreciate that.
Yep. And then road wise, Brian is still looking to hire Dean Lamb to do up here at Winter Road and 44 on the east side of the intersection. They want to regrade that and do some surface work. So,
How much do we have, road budget?
252 are part of the OPWC.
Can you give us some?
I just can't believe it. That wasn't a markup from contractor to contractor. I mean, that's great. Excuse me. Thank you.
Anything else?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Change of occupancy for the attic, still working with that. Treatment plan updates, John, I haven't heard anything from Steve at all. Have you?
I did, I called.
Okay.
I said, Steve, you know, we have 180 days from the time they came to do the inspection. He says, John, I'm working on it, I've got signage, and I've got, they're not making us put new sand in there or anything like that. But I said, if you need it, I said, I know how to do this now, because I'm still the guy that has to put the figures in there. And I said, just call me, and we'll work this out. I know.
He didn't think it was a big deal, so I don't know.
I'm not saying, I'm not taking anything away from Steve, but, you know, the CPA stuff is starting to be very complicated.
Yeah.
And you almost need to be an engineer to figure this stuff out.
Well, that's by design, you know.
Right, right. Anything you want to talk about the fire district?
Other than the fact that they're going to hire another full-time person, they're playing hell to get people to come to work. It's a shame. They used to be able to take a test like in Mantua or so on, and there'd be 150 people for 1 or 2 jobs. Now, nobody wants to even take a test. So now they're doing laterals, what they call. So a guy from the city of Solon can come to Mantua, but that would never happen because he take a couple pay cut. But it was the same, that can happen, and that's what the cities are doing. That being said, he does have 2 people that he's looking at to hire full-time. We're already down 1, and then with that new replacement money, it's going to add additional.
Well, I'll tell you what,
Now they're busy.
David, I was just going to say that they've been busy, he's busy, you know, so.
People don't realize.
You know what, it seems like the majority of the calls now are for lift assist.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. And then, you know, when I was talking to the chief at the fire board meeting Monday night, and I said, you know, I said, people are calling the squad for things in my day you would never call rescue squad for. You know, my legs are swollen because I got congestive heart failure or something like that. Not saying that's not emergency because it is, but, you know, you probably really don't need to go to the hospital by squad. You probably need to go see your doctor. Probably don't. So,
You know, the way insurance is anymore, if you get transported to the hospital, to the emergency room, there's a whole difference in the way they charge you.
right. Well, and people thought it used to get quicker if you went by squad, you know. Because you're going to be seen quicker. That's not necessarily true. They still triage. So,
Are we still in the soft building?
yes,
We
this is
still
all
do
good. Yeah.
That's something that's good for you.
Yes, it is.
Anything else?
Trash pickup, we're looking by late September, October. But we want to stay away from Labor Day.
So you guys are not,
I'm just looking days. I haven't approved anything from you guys to do it, but I will.
okay, all right, keep us
You're talking about bringing our trash here?
Yes, yes.
Shut up, are you kidding me?
Yeah. No, I didn't, yeah. first of all, people don't know that it's really a pain to do that here. Because you got broken glass now, you know, towards the end of the year, you don't have to worry about it because the baseball fields aren't active and stuff like that. People aren't parking in there. But these guys will pick glass out of there for weeks at a time. And screws and stuff like that. People come here, they throw stuff in the dumpster and it mits and it comes, it breaks, it comes on the ground. People afterwards are bringing refrigerators, freezers that are unevacuated and they won't take them. We get stuck with them. We have to pay to have them evacuated. Tires, the same thing, they drop off. But what we're going to do is we're going to do it probably one day and then have the sheriff's department here for one night, babysit those to where they can't do it. So,
And you're saying when?
probably either late September or early October.
OMG. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. Okay.
The Historical Society has a favor to ask them. They have a display case upstairs that they want to move. They want to move it down here.
It's a small one. It's not like the giant ones we have up there. It
And
was made
I
by,
worry about the security of it though.
yes, we're gonna put locks on it. And Brian's gonna do that. And
You
it's,
sure you want him to do that?
yeah. He, it was made by Mike Ploskin from Center Church, and it's in 2 pieces, so it'll be easy to move down. But if we could ask Brian,
3 guys?
yeah, 3 guys. Thank you.
Do you plan on putting like a little display in it, or you just?
Oh, yeah, currently it has images or veterans, it's Civil War artifacts in it, and some World War I, and I think there's some World War II in it, and we'll just put that in there. When we bring it down, we'll set it back up again. It's a really nice collection.
Guy, I have concerns. You're not worried about a key holder coming in here because you know there's a lot of those keys out.
Yeah, I know.
That bothers me.
We may have to discuss
Change the
that.
lock.
We may have to discuss that anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna put a lock on it. Brian's gonna look at it and see what kind of lock.
I know the alarm system, anybody who uses it has their own code, so that's okay, but
But I have to come in and use somebody else's code. You know, that's the problem.
you could.
Yeah.
Would you?
No, I wouldn't, but somebody else could. I'd say, that's
You
not.
know, there's all, like for us, Vic had a list of who had what key to the front door. I don't know if you guys ever found that list. But he had a written list of who had the numbered keys
Right.
for the lock on the door. I mean, maybe that does need change, that lock.
And as you know, we did change all the locks.
Of course, all I have to do
You
is
got locked
just
out.
saw it off, you know?
Yeah, so we can do that. We can call our friend.
But we can always just cut that line. It's a lot of things.
She's right. I mean, anybody can come up.
Locks are just to keep honest people out there.
Yeah.
Someone wants to come in here, they'll find a way to come in here. I mean,
You have to have a code.
do you know, it's going to have like veteran stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we have in it right now. It can have
What would
anything
you like
you want.
to have?
What's that?
The display case. Where would you?
It's not that big. I mean, I can take you upstairs and let you look at it, but it's not that big. It's,
Behind us, on one of the walls behind us?
yeah,
Why don't we put it where the?
it can be like in between any of these because it would fit nicely. It wouldn't be even as big as that space. And it's about this high, I would say. It's kind of high.
Okay.
But wherever you guys want to put it, I don't care. It's gonna free us up some room upstairs to rearrange a little bit.
I think you should move the whole thing down. Quit everything.
Well, hello, that's what the intention was supposed to be when they redid that upstairs.
So what are we waiting?
Waiting on you guys.
historical societies are the ones that could get grants like right away. But they have to have like a lease.
Well,
We've talked about this.
yeah,
Yes, we have.
we don't have the manpower to do a grant. We don't have, I don't even, there isn't even anybody in our group that knows how to turn on a computer except me.
John, here's the problem, man. And it's not a problem, it's a good right. First of all, you got an historical society on the second floor. Most of the people that go to that hole, they shouldn't have to be going upstairs.
Amen. We know that. Absolutely.
So,
I'm not arguing.
right.
I don't know what a lease involves, other than it's supposed to be $1 a year that we're responsible for the upkeep of the building. There's no way. There's only like 10 members.
Look,
Have Marcy do some fundraisers for you.
What?
Have Marcy group do some fundraisers for you, give you some money. Come on, Mark.
You hold them up.
Don't look at me in that tone.
Hey, well, I'll tell you whatever you need, I'm for.
Well, okay, here, let's do one thing at a time.
Okay,
Let's get the
okay,
cabinet, and we'll move on.
all right,
Okay,
thank you.
you're welcome. All right. Does anybody have any?
I'm gonna
Hey.
go.
Oh, yeah, I do, I have a couple of things. Go ahead.
I'd like to back up, I'd like to make a motion to have you guys come downstairs and take over this building.
I've got to wait on that.
Why?
Because I got to think this one out. Don't be
Well,
too,
back in the day,
don't be too hasty.
No,
when they
no.
were raising money to remodel the upstairs,
Okay,
the caveat was that the trustees would vacate here and then the museum would occupy the whole
it
building.
should,
And that was back in the 70s, I
it should.
think.
Okay, let's do this, Dottie.
Do you guys know?
Dottie, let's do this, let's meet, let's talk about this.
Let's talk.
Your board, who's ever on the historical society board,
Don't be too late.
There's 3 of us right now.
It's a good thought, and let's be.
Right, that's
I know.
Not too hasty.
Shut up.
Okay, Dottie, you can bring your camera.
What's that?
You can bring the idea in the meantime.
I can bring what?
You can bring your thing.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have enough?
And we will continue business.
Do you
I
have enough?
appreciate it. I would love
Do you
to.
have enough manpower to get it done?
Well, if we had Brian and
Did
if
you
the
have-
3 boys, I didn't ask because I was waiting to hear from you guys.
Well, it's fine now.
Yeah, all right, I'll ask.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if not,
It
if
comes
they say
apart.
no to you, just let me know, I'll call.
It comes apart, it's in 2 pieces. All right. So let me know.
We will sometime.
Good luck.
Shut up.
I got one more.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Dottie.
What, where are we at with the administrative assistant?
Jeez, I thought we made her happy now, man. Dottie. By the way, we have to fix the door too.
Bob stepped up.
Oh, did she?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, she's been out.
That's fine.
Yep.
That's fine. So I won't bring it back.
Yeah, we're good.
Here's the question. Oh, you're, Joe, no business?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why, is there something in there I need to do?
No, I just,
Mark Hall.
Yes, a few things here for Marcy and one item here for stuff. Grants, as you're aware, CDBG got used because government business didn't apply here. Also found out that the historic tax credit grant and revolving loan credit cannot be applied to this building, and I know the revolving loan fund possibly an opportunity to Ohio History Connection. That was around last year. Let us talk a little bit with Todd Peets. They might be able to assist with filling out that application. However, it might take a few hours of the township's time, if that's okay with you guys, to pursue that avenue. The other thing that came up earlier here in the meeting, you guys were talking about the ARPA funds. You may want to explore if those could be used for, doing this stuff on that. I had a little bit of an indication that there may be a possibility, but when I checked that through my contact with Builders Exchange, they could not find any substance to ARPA for this project being submitted to ARPA for that. But the thing would be is if you take a look at ARPA, see if it has to be prevailing wage or not. Because the last time I was here, it was like about a $20,000 difference.
It does have to be individual. And it has to go out for public to use.
Unless you folks decide to do it on your own.
Right.
Then the limitation that you have there, and I think they recently raised the limit, I think which we would be under, is for town hall renovations, that if it exceeds, I think it's $74,000 or $75,000 now, it has to be put out for vote. But it was indicated to me that if you broke it down into piece parts, in other words, do the roof separately, do the painting separately, then it doesn't aggregate up with that. But that's more your folks' world. But I say, man, I think you were going to look into the ARPA thing and you're more familiar with that. You know, if you explore that and take a look, see what's going on there. The historic district sign, we're about to finalize the image for the plaque that will go out here in the green. And once we do that, then we're going to submit that off to Seawall. And due to computer limitations on our side versus what they can do, there's probably going to be some negotiation as to what they can do with the information that we give them. So that's what's in the process there. The other thing that when I was last year, we were talking about the rental fee for the Marcy fundraiser events on that. And one question that John brought up is, what do I tell people why we shouldn't charge Marcy a rental fee? So what we did is we came up, I put together, or I should say we came up together a statement for you folks. I'm just going to read the first few paragraphs, and I got a copy for each of you. But basically, it's a subject item why Marcy should not have to pay rent for fundraising events. All funds raised, other than minimal overhead from our fundraising events, are returned to the township in the form of contributions for various historical projects. For example, the bell tower restoration, elevator and its installation, asbestos removal, paint, shutter repair, framing of historical pictures in the town hall, to name a few. Since the funds are returned to the township, not having to pay rent maximizes our fundraising capability and shows the trustees' support for our fundraising efforts. For over 11 years, the Mantua Restoration Society, Marcy, has raised funds to support Mantua Township to preserve its historical buildings and sites. Over the years, Marcy has contributed to the township over $44,700 in cash, and by use of her 501c3 status, helps attain $283,000 in grants. Originally, we had paid rental fees for fundraising events, but as time passed, the township saw the value Marcy provided and decided not to charge rental fees. Current contributions in process are $7,000 for the township town hall roof, replacement signage on the green recognizing the historic district and list its history, and signage upland entering the historic district on State Route 82 in Mantua Center. And I also included our vision and mission statement with that. And I have a copy of this for each of you. Thank you. The other thing that I do have here is a list of our contributions to the townships, if you're interested.
Yeah.
So, with that information provided to you folks here, we feel that the township should continue not to charge us rent for our fundraiser events as everything does get returned.
I have to agree with you. I agree with you. I think that you're raising money to go back into the community and back into the township. And I think that we should not be charging Marcia's group if the money's coming right back into us, so. My opinion.
I was wondering just a little bit, Mark, I think this came about, all this came about because of lack of transparency. Are you going to provide the trustees with an accounting of what you pull in over there for your fundraising?
What, for our dinners?
Yeah.
Kind of thing?
I don't think,
I would talk to the
I
team.
know, you always go back to,
Right, because it's
I'm
team effort.
asking you, or I'm stating to you, the reason this all came about, it was because of lack of transparency between your group and the trustees. And remember, that's how it all started.
Right.
Now,
And-
how are we going to get past that? Because as Susan says, I don't see the problem.
Right.
I don't. The problem I see is the lack of transparency. You never provide an accounting, a yearly accounting on what you guys do, and just like any other group would do. They list their fundraising, they list a lot of important information that people would like to see.
Mm-hmm.
How many people, how many people are in your group, all kinds of stuff like that. But you never, you always said, no, we're not going to provide you with that. But we want everything, but we don't want to give you guys at least a small accounting on what you're doing. Yeah, you can say to the people, yeah, you guys do a great job. You do a lot for them. Absolutely. People want to know, though, you're having these fundraisers, how much you pulling in, where's it going, and what are you doing with it? You know what I mean? You don't have an annual accounting. You've got a big enough group to where you should at least put out a statement or something at the end of the year, no?
We used to do a newsletter, but since the pandemic, we haven't done that. That was an annual thing. The other thing, and I don't know how to phrase it kindly, what we don't see as to our internal workings of our group, as to what business is it of the township as such. It's really not township business.
But you're using township facilities. It is our business.
Not from the sense of how, we run the organization and do the organization. The other thing that I look at is, I'm giving the history since we started here, is I want to protect our group as much as possible from those that, I'm going to say, disagree with our efforts and what we do. Because historically, what I have heard is once, accountings get out there in general, memberships get out there in general, then the phones start ringing and sad things happen that people don't speak of. So, given that perspective as such, we want to maintain, the privacy as such. There again, we are open in the sense of when we are aware of a project, like when the roof came up, that we've stepped up to the plate for that. For example, the last dinner, I will say we made, at that dinner, it was $500, I believe. So, I indicated in there our minimal expenses that we have. Yes, we pay insurance, we pay to maintain the website. On rare occasion, members will ask for reimbursement, but that's few and far between. So, from there, I don't know how much more we want to be, quote, transparent. And also, in the realm of using the term of transparency, in the world today, that seems to be the general buzzword, whether it's us talking here, whether it's fire departments, police departments, city councils, it all falls back onto this magic word of transparency, to where, different organizations still need to have, their own ownership and still do the right things with that. So,
All right, I get your point, but I just want you to know, the public, you are 501(c)(3), and you have the ability to be tax exempt. So the public pays you to be tax exempt. So in turn, you have to provide the openness that the public provides you. If you think that's not true, look it up. So all we're asking you to do is be a little bit both sides, back and forth, and say, hey, you guys, you know what, we raised this much money it was a great event, here's what we took in, because other people in the community want to know.
And that's exactly right, John.
And they're entitled to it. That's why you get tax exempt.
okay. I don't know the details behind what you're saying there, John.
I'm not trying to put you on the
With
spot.
that, the thing that, we could explore as far as, how much we make at a fundraiser. I'll bring it to the team and see what they have to say. I'm not going to speak for the team as a whole. In general, I think the answer would be no, but I will bring it to them.
Okay.
And if that works, then that works.
Okay.
So just remind you of this, Mark. So we'll take an example, the bell tower. Okay. Somebody say, hey, I heard the township or the Mercer would put $5,000 into that. So yeah, they did. Where did that money come from? Well, they do, fundraisers and stuff like that. Well, what's their budget? Well, we don't know. They won't give us that information. I think that hurts you when you don't disclose that, to be honest with you. And I think John's right. We don't want to charge you, okay? But I think there needs to be some transparency there. I think that you need to give us a little bit more information than you give. I really do. You used the buildings for free, you used the planet for free. I just think that there should be a little bit more, not saying full blown, but just a little bit more communication between the township officials. That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
going to take back the team, and what, your next meeting, your meeting is August?
Yeah.
Here?
Okay, that's good, Mark. We don't want to take too much more time.
Okay, and then one personal question that I had here. Whatever happened to the leaking water line between the church and the store? Did they fix it?
Yeah, it's repaired, yeah, it's repaired.
Okay.
But that's all probably not changing. That's part of the negotiation with the church.
Right, but the leak has been fixed?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
Carol?
Well, first of all, I want to thank Sue for vouching for us. I really appreciate that. I didn't expect it. It was a very pleasant surprise, frankly. There are two words that begin with TR. One is transparency and the other is trust. You know, none of us are driving $75,000 pickup trucks based on skimming anything off Marcy. We're not doing it. And the people who may want to, they have a right to know, it isn't their tax dollars that are supporting us. That's not what's going into our budget. So, one of my characteristics is skepticism. So you just got to dose of it. And we have made you an offer, a considerable offer, to help with school. It got turned down. And I'm not quite sure what the comment was about. It sounded like Marcy was maybe supposed to help the Historical Society. If you look at our mission statements, they are different. And are you asking for an accounting from the Historical Society? They raise some money.
They say they don't have enough.
Well, they don't have enough to do some of the things that they've been asked to do. They raise a little bit.
And Carol, I'd be very surprised if they didn't give us what we asked them for.
I'm sorry?
I'd be very surprised if we asked them for something. I'm sure that I would be surprised if they didn't give us the information we asked for.
Well,
I could be wrong.
if it's little enough, it's not worth rating. Let me put it that way. If there's enough, then people start to have dollar signs in their eyes.
Yeah.
So I think Mark has done his usual thorough, ethical job. I think I'll let it sit. And we've been doing this since about 2010, when we had an ice cream social. There is not one time that I know of that we have ever ill-used any of the benefits we have gotten, any of the money that we have had, that we have gotten. We stand ready to use it for the benefit of, as stated in the mission statement. We're basically about bricks and mortar. And we've demonstrated that. So, the questions about what are they doing, look at what they have done. That's what they're doing. And we intend to continue that. And Mark mentioned the historical marker. I think it should be quite handsome. And if any of you go through Hudson, you can see an example. So that's what we're doing. It's not like this one out here. That's a different kind of sign, which I think goes through the Historical Society, the State Historical Society, because they're a different, more ornate thing. What we're doing will be later and more, I think, more elegant.
I just think, Carol, we're going to have to agree to disagree a little bit. We're not let it go yet. I just think that they should be, we're not asking for everything. We just like to know a little bit more about what's going on. That's all. And I think that's all right. You're using our facilities. I still think that we have to learn a little bit more. I'm not saying you have to give us everything, but I have to agree with John. Do I want to, should we charge you guys to shoot something? No, we should not. John, don't want to. But I think that's a two-way street too. It's like you're hiding, it's almost like you're hiding something from us. No, Kevin, you have to understand, because when we ask for something, okay, we don't get results. I mean, I just asked a very simple question a year ago about what your budget was, how much money you had. And this is what opened up Pandora's box. I asked a very simple question to Mark Paul. What's your budget? What's your revenue when you ask? And that's just started by this. And that was unnecessary in my belief. That's a simple question.
With money being tight all around, that question made us nervous.
Well, make it nervous. What do you have to hide?
No. It made us nervous because then the next step is, how do we get our hands on that?
Oh, come on, Carol. Jeez, oh man, we're not here, let me. We're not here to say that you guys don't deserve it. We're not here making accusations that you guys are pocketing money. This is for public knowledge. There's people out there that want to know. The public wants to know. We work for the public. We don't work for the Restoration Society. So when people call us on the phone and say, hey John, why are these people in there every month having fundraisers? What are they doing with the money? Why are they using our building to do that? That building belongs to the public. It doesn't belong to us. They have the right to know.
Okay.
And all I did was ask a simple question.
John?
And then this is what I got.
Right.
Was Stonewall.
Okay.
You know, Carol, I've been a dues-paying member to the Restoration Society for 12 years. And I've never got a letter or anything saying, hey, you know what, look at what we raised. Don't you think I'm entitled to it?
You could come to meetings.
I do come to the meetings, but I don't hear anybody at the meetings saying, hey, here's our accounting. No one got that at the meetings. You never said, hey, you know what, here's our budget, here's this, here's that. No, you don't say nothing. But then you come over here and you accuse us to say, oh, you're just thinking that we're stealing money. Now, come on. Get serious.
What are we supposed to think?
What are we supposed to think?
What do you mean, what are you supposed to? You're using the public's facility. What are they supposed to think?
Well, you know, they could come to the dinners. They could talk.
Carol, I don't want to go back and forth with you. I don't think that you guys are pocketing money. I think you guys are doing a great service for the community. We've always thought that way. But I'm not everybody. There's a public perception out there that is not good.
Okay.
All right.
John, if you feel that way and you get asked, please tell them you think we're doing an excellent job. And we have.
I do tell them that.
Pardon?
I do tell them. How many donations have I made?
I
Quite
don't know.
a few.
I'm not the treasurer.
Right, see, you don't even know
No. I
who's
am not the
donating money.
treasurer. You don't want, John, I work hard to deal with my own checkbook.
I know you.
Period, end. And so I don't try. No, I'm gonna just let it sit.
Yeah, let's stop here.
Right.
And let's gain composure for the next time we meet. That's all I'm saying, is we work for the public. And when the public asks us questions, they want answers.
You will continue to have the building at no charge until final notice.
That's
Continue to have the building.
Keep up the good work, guys. That's all I can say. Frank Ford.
No, just time.
Terry.
Yeah, Larry Meisner, OCI Construction, Mantua, Ohio. I can call him tomorrow and have him call you for the water, directional boring.
For the board?
Yeah,
OCI?
OCI Construction, they're in Novelty, Ohio. Larry Meisner is the president. He came out to my house, he went from the street 300 feet to the garage with a 4-inch line, and then he went from there to an agriculture building, 200 and some feet, and then from there to a she shed, 200 feet. It was $3,700, and he did it in one day, in about 4 hours. And then I had him back out when I built the house. He went behind my garage, under my building that was 40 by 60. He went under the building, up to the house, and then from the back of the garage all the way to the street to give me an eventual gate line out there. And I think that was about $3,100. And I ran 2 lines up to the house, a 4-inch and then a 2-inch. He also did the downtown Cleveland for the Republican convention. He did all the directional boring for the city of Cleveland. So it's a big enough firm that, you know, they can come and do the job, you know what they're doing.
You got my number? You can give my
Yes,
number,
I do.
or you can
Yeah.
give me his number or whatever.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
make contact. What we're looking, probably 80 foot,
Figure 100 foot rough.
100 foot, yeah.
1 line, 2 lines?
Probably 3 or 4 lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 4-inch, 2-inch, 3?
I would say at least probably 4 inch, every you got one.
Okay. I had they reset my phone, so everything, I lost everything.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
So I have, yeah, so I gotta
Who you got, Spectrum? Who you got, Spectrum?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, 2.
Question, does he do it with a laser?
Does he do what?
A laser boring? The reason I'm asking is, one of the 4 inches has to have a gravity, like for sewing.
Yeah.
It can't be this way.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Just the one needs to be.
When he was doing mine, when I was trying to think, it's been 4 years now, but when he did it, and there's a guy with headsets on,
Yeah.
telling him to go up or down or whatever. So, you know, I believe so. You know, City of Cleveland, like I said, he did the entire, for the Republican convention,
Yeah.
he had to have all the streets tore up. And I had to pull him off the streets. He said he was tied up for 3 months, and I reminded him that I did some work for his mother, who's 94 years old. He said, I'll be out tomorrow. And he had to pull off the job.
Terry, let him know we're not the city of Cleveland. Tell him we're just a poor township looking for a break.
And then I want to talk about the doghouse. Since we were meeting the last time, I've talked to the Board of Health. I talked to Joseph Bodner, I believe is the.
You got all the Joe Boston?
I sat in his office for an hour. I was in his office, and he pulled his report, Ash was outside, and he called me into his office, we sat down, we went over his report sentence by sentence, and he said, look, he said, if someone was going to fix the house up, I told him, I need plans, because it needed so much work, but it had bones, good bones, he said, but, you know, that's it, he said, but it's condemnable, it's unlivable, and no one can be in there. I said, then why don't you condemn it? He said, because John Festa and the fire chief were the guys that initiated us to go in with the warrant. He said,
sure.
That's what he said. He said, so, he said, the only way, he said, if they tell the prosecutor to condemn it, it needs to be condemned. Then I called the lady that we talked about last time on the phone. She said, I work for several banks. It's Chase Bank that has the mortgage. She said, I work for several banks, and I went there, and I looked at it, and I walked away and said I would not bring a crew in unless they had a hazmat team. She said, now, I walked away and told the bank that. She said, when I called and talked to John, she said, my point to him was, you've got to get it condemned before they board it up and put a new lock on the door. She said, because once they do that, you can walk away from it. They Chase Bank, and she said, I do this all over the state. They will walk away from that house that's going to sit there for 20 years. They're not going to do anything with it. They're not going to pull 140 dog cages that are outside with animal feces and stuff in. They're going to leave that there because they don't want to be bothered with it. But if you condemn it first, she said, and then Chase forecloses, it's going to force them to either demolish it, clean it up. If they don't demolish it, I then went and talked to the people in Portage County. There's a lot of money that they can come and demolish the house. It's not on Mantua Township.
Well, why can't we send the zoning inspector out there and tell them if they have so much time to clean up their mess, or we're gonna come and clean it up for them and we're gonna bill them.
But if they foreclose on it first, John, then you can't do anything then.
That's fine.
It'll sit in but it'll sit in foreclosure for 20 years. She said, but if you condemn, if the zoning guy condemns it, or I don't know if it has to be
You can't do that. You gotta get, we already did that. We got the fire department, the health department, and the township. We were all there.
correct. But what the building department said is it has to be condemned. Someone's got to condemn it. And he said, you got to go to the prosecutor, tell Chris Maduri, condemn that property. When he does that, it then forces the bank's hand. And the problem is, if it just sits there and nothing happens, it's a fire hazard for one, because if it catches fire, the fire department can't go down that road. When they initially went in to raid it, the sheriff department had to get Dirthix to go with a bobcat to make way, to push dirt out of the way just so they could get through. Then they found there was a leak in the oil tank. They drained the oil tank and they put it in containers, but they couldn't get a truck back in down the driveway. So they had to bring it out on a bobcat, on Dirthix bobcat, to get the oil out of there. If there's a fire and that property is so overgrown out with dead trees, that whole thing's going to burn, endangering the people that are on Sheldon there for about 6 houses, maybe 8 houses. And you're not going to be able to put the fire out except by air, because you can't get a truck back.
I don't want to touch that property. I don't. Because then once we put our hands on it, it's not our responsibility, it's the bank's responsibility.
No, but you're missing the point.
I don't know what the point, I don't know how to.
The bank
I'm
is
not
going
saying that you're wrong, but I don't.
Terry's saying that the bank is gonna leave it sit. If they get involved, they foreclose on it.
Well, you can't leave a property sit.
Sure you can.
No, you can't. Not if the township says, listen, you can't leave that property like that. We're going to give you 30 days to clean that property up. Or we're going to come in there and send a crew in there, and then we're going to charge you, or we're going to put it against your property as a tax.
If you condemn the property, you can do that. You can say you have this many days, bank.
You don't have to condemn it, Terry.
Okay.
Just like anybody else, if you don't cut your grass, and the township comes over and says, hey, you got a mess here, you got garbage in the front, you got to clean it up. And you don't clean it up, and they go to court, go to the prosecutor, and they get a letter that says you got 30 days to clean this up. Or the township has the right to come in there, clean it up for you, and then they'll put that, whatever it costs, on your taxes.
Well, I'm repeating what the lady who called you from the company that's supposed to board it up told me. And she said, I do this all over the state of Ohio. This is what my firm does.
I did.
And she said, I'm telling you now, if you don't condemn it first, and she said, go first and check the house. I went there, she said, maybe Chase hired a different team to go in with hazmat suits. But she said, I'm not going in. She said, they may just walk away and try to do nothing. But she said, if they put it in foreclosure, they're going to tie it up in courts that you can't do anything to it. She said, I'm trying to help you as a township, and I'm telling you, condemn it first. It's not like it's costing you a penny to do anything.
All right, I'll call the prosecutor.
Terry, was her name Jennifer?
I'm sorry, what?
Was her name Jennifer?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's one we.
The one that
Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you, Terry.
That's it.
I appreciate the information, but you know what? It's like out of sight, out of mind for the township, because to get involved with something like that, we got enough stuff to do.
But I'm saying, it's not any kind of skin off your back. You have to do it. There's money available, and if the money from Portage County tears it down and it becomes your property now, you can. I know someone right now that'll buy that property.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah, and they'll give the money to the township. Now the township has, let's say, $80,000 to fix the building. Huh?
The person that wants to buy that truck.
Huh? What about it?
I said, I wonder who that is.
Oh, yeah, no, the people from Woodside Tree.
No, I get it, I appreciate it.
But they're saying, hey.
I'm just making light.
So what I'm saying, that's money to fix this building up here. No grants, no
We're gonna
nothing,
get-
there's
we're gonna-
$70,000.
We're gonna get no money from that, we know, that's not how it works.
If the Portage
If
County
that was
tears
the
it down.
case, that was the case, every township in here would be out there condemning properties. Yeah, I don't think that's how it works, but I'll make a call.
Okay.
I'll make a call. Thank you for bringing it up. I do appreciate that. I don't have anybody left. I know you're last. Bob?
My name's
Bob?
Yeah, Robin, they're,
I can't read the last one. I can read Bob.
It's Robin, you can't read anything
Oh, Robin.
she freaking writes. She thought she was a doctor, but she was only a good nurse.
It's Robin. I see.
Should have been a doctor, because you can't read.
Should have, yeah, she should have. So you're from, the people from Pioneer Trail.
Yeah, that's us.
That's,
I couldn't read that, but go ahead, I'm sorry.
obviously the meeting
Thanks,
stopped
Mark.
at 9 o'clock, so the information that I have that I wanted to share, I think is probably going to be more pertinent to share at the meeting regarding the trail in front of in our front yard. I would like to be able to tell you some of my concerns if you are able, okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're here.
Okay, I thought it was done at 9 o'clock and we were closing up. No,
I was
okay.
gonna say,
Well, actually, 8:55.
read the letter that Jason, read that
Yes.
one first from Jason to Chris and Chris's response.
Chris, who obviously is from the Parks and Recreation,
This
right?
is Chris Craycroft.
Right. Christine.
Christine, yes.
Oh, my God.
Anyhow, this was in regards from an email from Jason Carlton to her. I received your letter about plans for the Headwater Trail in Mantua Township dated June 28, 24. Specifically regarding Phase 9, you state Headwaters Trail Phase 9 will be developed with assistance from ODOT and will be a separated path within rights of way of Manaway Center Road and Pioneer Trail. The use of the word will insinuates that you have a green light and or permission from the proper agencies to do this. Can you provide me with the resolution from Manaway Township trustees that will allow the Park District to perform work in these two township-owned right-of-ways? This would include one for the work as well as one for the contracted survey that you stated. Can you provide me with the same resolution from the county on diagonal that will allow the Park District to perform work in their right-of-way? Is there any communication that you can provide me that shows Manaway Township's support of this specific leg of the trail? I appreciate your time, blah, blah, blah. And her response was that she has no okay from anybody.
Right.
So, that's the first part. I
You
also,
said
Jason,
she did-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
She did respond back and said she doesn't have anything?
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
I heard of it.
Because Jason did
Okay, so
send me
you
a
had it.
text, and he didn't send me that.
Oh.
And he said, I may come to, I said, Jason, you're always welcome.
Sure, of course.
It's a vacation.
Oh, okay.
So I was also given, my understanding is they are saying that this is a conditional use is what they are using for the trail. And so here are zoning conditions for conditional usage. And I'm just giving examples of how it does not apply to what they are anticipating doing. Will not be hazardous or disturbing to existing or future neighbor uses. Will not be detrimental to land values in the general vicinity or in the community as a whole, giving due regard to the nature and condition of all neighboring land and building uses. I don't know who's going to want to buy my house when I have a thing in the front
Chopping
yard.
up the front yards.
We're losing all of our trees. In addition to the general specifications, general standards as specified in section blah, 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 conditional uses shall meet the following standards as specified in section 400 blah, 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 that for that particular use and district. All structures and activity areas should be located at least 100 feet from all property lines. The area of use shall be completely enclosed by a 6-foot fence and appropriately landscaped to be harmonious with surrounding properties. Such uses shall not be conducted closer than 200 feet from any residential district and no closer than 100 feet from any structure used for human occupancy in any other district. All structures and activities should be located at least 30 feet from all property lines. So they also have here that the walkway should be screened from view from such residential properties by landscaping and appropriate fencing materials. Recreational facilities should be designed in a manner that minimizes their impacts on adjacent properties and environmentally sensitive areas. There should be lighting along pedestrian and bicycle routes. Outdoor lighting will not cast glare into any residential properties. So those are some of my concerns, which I'm sure everybody that is affected by this.
Is that in our resolution?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So
Those are for all
conditional uses.
yeah.
Correct, right. But my question is, one of my concerns is the safety on our knoll, which is right in front of our house. We had the township come this last year. And put down berm material because people are constantly falling off into our yard.
Can I go?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
The people, I know, I can explain it better because
That's what you.
I talked to Brian about it, and you were there when I handed him car parts. He said, "What's this?" I said, "It's a second near head-on collision right in front of our house." The third time, somebody mowed over a mailbox and dude it a railroad tie, and they moved it to the other side of the driveway. It took 2 guys, me and another guy, to pick it up. There were Ford parts and pieces all over the road. I don't know why. They cannot navigate that little knoll. I don't know what they're doing. Have no clue. I could sit in the house and hear these utility trailers banging up, and I'm looking, see dust flying. They're off the road. They're heading east, west to east. It's straight away. Now, I don't know what they're doing, or if somebody's coming this way, is across the yellow line or not, but when I gave them car parts, they hit mirrors. We're going to have somebody killed there. We already had the Bonner guy killed there. And there was one incident, one more now, I'm losing and I'm a little nervous and excited. That pisses me off, you know, I shouldn't cuss you, I know. But the people, these park people, making plans, and they don't have a clue what's going on here, and it's our property, not theirs. We paid these taxes and maintained all this property along with everybody else on this road, and they're just going to come and think they can take it? We need you guys' help because this is a gigantic, throw a hornet's nest into the grizzly bear, it's going to explode. And we're going to need help on this, and I mean, the public, most of the people don't know this around here.
That's the problem. The only reason we knew about this was an anonymous letter that was placed in our mailbox. Let me tell you, we knew nothing about what was going on with this trail thing until, that's why I came to the zoning meeting, the last 2 zoning meetings. And I'm like going, what are they talking about? And like I said, I haven't gotten any letters or anything from Parks telling us.
We've never, I've been sitting here for 13 years. I've never gave them any indication that the township was going to allow them to use our roads as a connector.
You know, we
never did.
We need
But I
this.
think Parks is
We need to get
not
together.
There's got to be a solution somewhere.
You know, that right there by, now, Mark Rugland, he had people that park on his property, and his wife came out to tell him, you can't park here, this is private, and the guy threatened to shoot her. She called Mark, you can ask him.
Yep.
She called Mark, he came down there with a freaking gun, and it was gonna be ugly, but he threatened his wife. Jason Carlton, Leanna was out mowing the yard, and some woman's just walked up the driveway, and Leanna says, what's going on? Well, I don't know where the trail goes from here. You're not on the trail, there's no trail here. They're just these strangers. Now, the city of Aurora calls it their connector. Where's it connected
Just
to?
way down the line. Yeah.
Aurora, Solon, all that crap. Now, in Manaway, the trail, or Garrettsville, the trail ends right there by the IGA.
Right.
Right where the bridge was.
Yeah.
That's the end of the trail. There's a sign that says end of the trail.
Yeah.
Put a sign right down here by Mennonite, end of the trail.
Right.
It's 8 or 16 miles or whatever it is long.
Right.
That's good enough. Why should it ruin 15 houses up this road? That's a truck route. That's a dangerous truck route up there.
That's what bothers me too, it is a truck.
Oh.
And people want it, but yet it doesn't affect them. It's going through
Exactly.
your yard. It's going through mine.
The people who
And
are
I
all
never
for
heard
it
this.
don't live here.
Right, and I heard this, plus it brings strangers in here,
Oh my
that now are saying,
There you go.
You're not-
Mark's had people walking up and down there looking at his face. He's got to run them out.
no.
Bluestone or Soul Fan was broken into multiple times. You know, this is a nightmare.
If
you
I
know?
wanted to live with that many people there, I'd have never built my house and had my
We're
property.
going to say.
I've been there for 38 years, and you know,
Like,
my trees are all gonna be gone. I don't want it.
Robin had said, talking to Wendy, and Wendy had Christine come out and someone else from the park district. I'm thinking it might be Nick, the project planner. And she took them for a drive around. Go ahead and tell what Wendy had said.
Oh, no, she was just trying to show them what they were actually, I mean, this is what we're talking about
What
here.
do we do with the mailboxes?
Right.
Is the township gonna keep the trail plowed? Who's going to maintain it? Where do our garbage goes? I have 80,000-pound truck semis pulling in, and we're gonna chew up your little trail the first time we go over it. I don't wanna be liable for that. When we do our snow plowing, any of our snow plowing, we pile our snow on the side of our property. And we don't, you know, the township's making a mess in our drive, we know to plow it over here. We're gonna be blocking their path. There's a lot of questions. I'm gonna be a fishbowl sitting there.
You will.
You know,
Down the side. and
she put those rocks by her driveway, on the corner.
Right.
Because people drive down, they just cut across. And when you put the trail there, what do you think's gonna happen again? They're gonna drive through a yard and a trail now.
Right.
We are going to be moving the first row of rocks out of there because it is in the right of way right now. And if somebody were to hit a rock and they had a good lawyer, they'd sue us. So we're moving our first little row of rocks as a retaining wall. But that's why we did that, because snowmobilers and when you talk to the park district and all of that, oh no, there won't be any problems. These are nice people along the trails. These are total strangers now that are just coming in, and they have city mentalities, not the rural community where you respect other people's property and privacy.
Yeah, no, something's got to be worked out somehow, some way, you know. I wouldn't want to do my front yard either.
I mean, do I get a big tax cut credit?
Yeah, they're gonna buy our property.
Our property should sale 5 million today, 10 million a month.
Exactly.
The other question too is, it goes from the right of way. Okay, a lot of our township roads are off center. If you do, you know, the old survey, you know, the original survey, and you look on the maps, we're off center. So are they gonna go by the asphalt road, you know, that are out here now, or are they gonna go by true,
No, our township roads are not sufficient for what they want to do. There's no, that, they used to be a horse path years ago.
Pioneer
Right.
Trail was the Indian path, the original Indian path back in the day.
None of our roads are consistent.
And so if you have even people from Aurora out here, well, You'll find too, when we have new neighbors from the city, they don't understand the semis, the tractors, and so forth. So imagine on Mantua Center Road, even if you have your little bike trail here with your 2-foot buffer, and you have mama with her kids riding behind her, and you have a semi swishing by, you have the sound, you have the wind, you have stuff flying off, even tarp loads. They're gonna freak and panic, and you can have an accident. They could be jerking into the road.
If I'm hearing you correctly, did you guys say that the homeowner owns
Yes,
to the center line?
yes. That's your property. But the road has to go in, so, and then the utilities have to go.
Of
So
course, and that's
that is what
necessity.
they call right of way. The
Yes.
right of way is not for bike paths.
Right.
Because I started researching right-of-ways, and it's for the necessity of a community. I have a gas line down through
Right.
all the gas line. We have higher powered poles, but the parks are using now the environment, climate change, mental health of people, and those are necessities. So for the mental health of people in the city, they need to come out here and enjoy all of this.
Right.
And that's a lot of it, and if you've got federal and state funding, that's where the power comes in, and politics.
So here's my thought on the park district. Now that they got all that tax money, people voted for the parks, right? They're gonna, and believe me, they've already had, this is already litigious. They already have their lawyers ready to go. There's gonna be a battle to fight with these people. We wanna know what the township is right on. Those roads belong to the township, or do those roads belong to the county? I don't know where this is gonna go, but it's gonna be bad. And when you go to court, a lot of the judges and everything, they're gonna side, oh no, I think the trail is the most important thing in the world, and they're gonna step all over us, and we gotta be ready, so.
Yeah. And I'll be, yeah, I'm sorry.
You know the right of way on Pioneer Trail for the road, 50, 60. You know what it is?
60.
Oh, it's 50.
You sure?
All right. I'm gonna give you a little.
It might be 50
Yes.
and 60.
Yeah, right, yeah, it was.
But let's say 60.
Yeah.
How wide is the asphalt? 30? 30?
Well, no, some, 18,
For 2 cars?
for the whole road would be that.
I'm talking about the full
Yeah,
asphalt.
okay, yeah, sure, yeah,
30?
yeah, 32 probably.
So it's 60, and you take 30 of it, half of that is gone
Right.
from the center. So that's 15. Now you got a berm. How much is the berm?
2 foot.
2 foot.
If you have a berm.
Wait a minute. How about a ditch?
Gotta have a ditch.
You gotta get the water someplace. So you got a ditch.
I would say probably 3, 4 foot.
Are you only 3 or 4? Wow.
I don't know.
6.
If you go down the Center Road, that'd be like 10.
It'll be 6 or so.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, show them that.
Here's my point.
Here's their typical.
I know what she's gonna show you. They
This
want
is what
a
this
10-foot section
This
for
is
the
what the
trail,
park
and they want 6 feet on each side.
Correct.
Well,
But here's my point.
Where are you gonna get that?
If you got a 60 foot and you're gonna lose 15 of it because of the asphalt on your half, half of 60 is 30. So out of that 30, you're taking 15.
Yeah.
You're taking 2 foot for the berm. You're taking 6 foot for the ditch. Do you have enough room for the walkway then? No.
So the power of the state. So when they widen the road, they come up to you, your property owner, and they say, we need 15 or 20 feet here, so we can move the poles from the right of way over, so we can put a road in. And the owner says, well, I'm not selling you. This is how much we're going to give you. Well, but I'm not selling it to you.
Then they
Doesn't
decide-
matter.
They use
It's in
eminent
the
domain.
name, right.
Doesn't matter.
So if your road, Pioneer Trail, our road,
You
whatever,
don't have a ditch here for your.
say if it's 40 feet off toward our house.
This is.
Now you're gonna move over another 30 or 40 feet to put this freaking trail in? Well, that's gonna be right in the middle of our front yard, it's gonna be 50 feet from our
No,
door.
I get that, I'm just saying.
No,
I took yellow
I
orange paint
would fight to the end.
and I put
to
that.
May I make a
protect you,
suggestion?
But I'm just saying, a judge could say,
Correct, correct.
And
And we understand that.
a lot of the things that I researched in Ohio,
There's a ton of it out there.
it was hard to find the right of way because they're using eminent domain and it's going up to the Ohio Supreme Court.
Correct.
Most of the time they're throwing it back down because they don't want to deal with it. It goes on and on and money.
Right.
Uh,
You know what, I just can't imagine, and the end result, of doing eminent domain going in the front yard. I just can't imagine that. Nobody, I don't care if it's on the Supreme Court, anywhere, would want a trailer in the front yard.
But I don't-
Backyard is totally different. That's where I want to go with this, is, you know, everybody thinks that, probably with me, that I support it, and I do support the hike and bike trail. I do think it's a great thing, okay? But you can't tell somebody what they can do with their property when they can't, all right? It's not fair.
It's the
So-
privacy.
It is. It's not, it's just wrong. Carol, you own the property.
Yes.
Doris, you own the property. You should do with that property what you see fit. Nobody should tell you what you have to do with it. You bring property taxes
Also,
on the
you
property.
have a lot of single women that live along Mantua Center Road and Pioneer Trail. I'm there alone. The guys are out on the road. And I know the trucks that go by. I know the tractors, the farmers that go by. I know the crew two girls that run that go by. But I had a guy, a cyclist. Did I tell you guys this story? This happened, maybe 3 weeks ago. When I hear somebody yelling outside, screaming, any of us, we run to see, is our neighbor in trouble? Otherwise, neighbors, stick to yourself, that's why we have property. I was out there with my dog, I think, and here's a cyclist coming down Pioneer Trail, the hill. He's a guy, he's a man, you know, probably a little younger than me. And he's going down the hill, wow, you know, that's a ride. So he goes through the intersection, and I'm out there, you know, is it a neighbor? What is this? And so he's kind of stopped here, and we're chatting, and he says to me, well, why don't you ride with me down to Sunny Lake, and I'll bring you back? This is someone not from around the community. I do not know who this man is. And this man is saying, here, come ride with me, and I'll bring you back.
Did.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, and the park system says, oh no, there's never any problems, there's never any blah, blah, blah.
It's problems.
You just don't hear about it.
Yeah, we know what the problems are. And what's somebody gonna do when you're riding on the trail and you hear the guns start going off, the semi-automatics, whatever, they're gonna be calling the police like
There's
crazy.
the snowmobiles and everything else going. It's gonna get worse.
Yeah,
My
like Frank-
suggestion
like
is
Frank-
this.
Frank said, he'll call a security guy and they'll just come right out. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Tomorrow or
Yeah.
next day.
Yep.
So then my other thought process is then, because it's political, it's politics and money. I don't have money to go fight it.
No, that's what bothers me, because even if
They're
our
bullies.
PCA has to go to PCA no, and stuff like that, and you're right, Bob, it's gonna be a fight. We say no, PCA says no, they appeal in court, and they win. Now what do we do?
So I'm thinking,
And I just don't know how they can do that.
that's the truth, that's
and so I'm thinking as
exactly
homeowners,
what's going to be.
I'm thinking of the people that are going to be less affected, and I'm pleading for my case, which I know has nothing, it does have to do with you guys, but I also know we're the peons in all of this.
Right.
But to me, the least affected number of people, that would make more sense to me in the fact of Jerry and Heather sold their property, that let that go there. There's still the railroad track that comes up the side of the property. Heather told Wendy that she didn't care what went in her front yard because she's never in her front yard anyhow. That leaves one house and the rest is all Elders open fields.
On the north side.
On the north side.
The rest of
And
the
John and
field.
Rosie Standish?
Yes,
They
on the
don't
corner.
care, they're from Hudson, they love progress and whatever, they don't care, rip out my trees.
So let me ask you this. So like, Mark Barton owns property on both roads, correct? Mark Barton? Okay,
Yeah, he's got this, my dad's road.
right, and then he comes up in between Jason and you guys, right? Mark? Is Mark your neighbor to the west? Doesn't he come out onto?
Well, his property butts into ours back by the railroad track.
Where the railroad tracks
Okay,
are
he
at.
doesn't come out on frontage on Fire Trail?
Oh, yeah, he
Yeah.
owns all the way to the road.
He's
Yeah, right.
between me and Krista Lesnick. He's the
Yes, but I'm
last
talking
one.
about, he comes out between Bob
And Jason.
And Jason. He's got that section there.
I don't know who's got that little.
I thought that he did.
No,
Or does
no,
Wendy own
You
it?
sure?
No, I don't know who owns that, that's not.
that triangular field,
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's Carlin's.
I know.
Yes.
That's where our property line goes, where his cornfield, that little triangular field that ends up right down there by Jason's driveway.
Yes.
Okay, you come back to that, into that cornfield, that's our property line that goes down to Mark's, down to railroad bed.
But
Okay,
when
who's
he's
got the
talking
gate there?
about
I thought-
coming
I
out
thought
to Pine
Columbus had a
Trail.
sign there. That there was a gate there or
He
something.
did, that's the road.
Okay, yeah, down, I'm sorry,
Yes.
down there, that's where he has a gate and blocks and,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, okay. Cause he could,
I'm afraid they're gonna go after him with eminent domain. And that would destroy his business.
That sure would.
yeah.
That would destroy his concrete business. That's maybe.
Yeah.
We got it.
Well, anyways,
So we're gonna have,
we have a problem.
we're gonna have to,
But then-
we're gonna have to,
Yes, it's nine.
we're gonna have to.
Thank you for staying
I
here.
don't want
We just,
No,
yeah,
I
we-
just,
we-
you know.
this needs to be addressed, it's a big problem.
I'm waiting, I wanna have this meeting.
Yes.
However we do it.
So, and I agree.
It
Well,
sounds good
excuse-
if Lynn, I'm just a resident, but if you have this, the zoning board gal, Lynn, sponsor this and the trustees
We're
sponsor
gonna,
it.
yeah, I'm gonna.
But just, let me say this. So the end result, no matter what happens, it's probably gonna go to court, and you know what's gonna happen after that. So if we need to try to pick an alternative, would be, I think,
Yeah, just get her,
or not harder, I should say.
Can we email you, could you email me that?
There's two alternatives.
No,
Well,
No, go ahead.
stop.
no, we don't, we don't want to,
where old Frost Road ends by Kenny DeYoung's house. Frost Road used to go through there.
Yes.
Right,
Now, he passed away.
yeah.
Now, I'm not sure, I think that maybe somebody might want to purchase that and then run that straight across
Down by Bluestone?
That's what.
down by Bluestone,
Yeah.
because then there's only a couple houses there and they don't sit right up by the road.
Right.
If that trail went down there and then along them pine trees by Bluestone and down Mennonite by them pine trees, there's no houses down to there till you get all the way almost to Brugman. Then you're gonna have to deal with a couple houses.
Right, right. No,
And
that's
not a truck route.
right, and that's what you have to look at. There's alternatives, and that's what I'm saying.
Correct.
That's what
But
this
they-
group
but-
needs to do, or
But
else.
they said they already checked all those alternatives and they crossed out Mennonite Road as an alternative and this is what they stuck with.
you know why they cross Bend that road?
Yeah, it's county road.
Because it's a county road.
Yeah.
The county, you gotta understand, the Park District is county, the judges are county, the prosecutors are county.
So then the other fight would be for the residents then. I want private fencing for the park to put all the way down the side, all the front, chain link for my
Don't
dogs.
ask that, because they'll do that.
I mean, so that's what's gonna happen though.
Go do that.
It's kind of like losing a battle.
Don't lose hope, people.
So
We still own the roads. We all do.
That's right.
So that's the key right there.
We
Well,
still
thank
own-
you for,
Yeah, we're gonna be back.
We
need to get together because this is the
We want to have,
Is-
but anyway, we still
Yeah,
have
this
to
is
go.
like-
Right, the topic for question.
Yes.
You know, I know, get everybody's questions together and invite the rest back out so we can have an open forum meeting and a lot of stuff to be addressed.
And I'll have the trustees and this set up the meeting. Because you guys, that's the official whatever, because it's we got it started. Actually, the anxiety, I have a chronic rare disease too, documented, and stress exacerbates it. I just got off the corner after 12 years, and I had some clothes on, but the stress is starting
Apply this in,
to exacerbate it again.
and the mouth will go to 82.
You get a little bit today, you get a little bit tomorrow, you get a little bit next.
And over here is the park.
That's how
They
stressful.
want to put up
Well, I
a
know,
pavilion.
but when I'm there at my kitchen sink washing my dishes, and here's the road, my brain is seeing strangers that are gonna be here.
I agree with you.
This here goes into here,
The park,
this goes
the
there, this is the
Mantua
park.
Park,
And
years
right
ago,
now,
when they started the bike patrol, I
there's an
was
electric pole here.
one of the originals,
They
and I
put a
did all
service
science.
on
I could
it.
go like
Salt
this. I had done bike stuff.
You gotta go onto the road,
With my
Over the
friends,
sewer.
with security.
you go onto the road for the electric.
I'm not a real
If you
people
wanna
person,
put
as I
water here, you have the water line.
Okay, we got it, Julie.
Okay, sorry about that.
Julie, oh, I got another, we
Yeah,
got one more thing to discuss too. Did you see the email from Bodnar about
City water.
the barn?
Yeah.
He wants us to give them, no, we're not there. He wants us to give them our
That's the
time.
purpose of free
I
stuff.
don't have one, but that's what I say.
But that might not even happen. Well, it's.
Oh, yeah, I was talking to
They,
we were talking to
they,
you today.
He wants us to give them back our
They don't
time.
need to.
And that's why I want to stay low, and the trustees, the meeting, because I want to get what I can out of that district to make my corner private, right there. That's not even our. Yes, it does. I mean, I actually said and cry about it because that's how.
Okay, everybody, we're gonna go into executive session.
It's another recycling and trails and all that.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, I need to make a motion to go into executive session.
The park
Under
will,
121-22.
the park will landscape my yard for me that I can't afford to do.
We're going to go on executive session under 121-22 public meetings exceptions. Paragraph G, number 1, to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, public employee position. Wait a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are in executive.
With your gavel.
Okay, I'll make a motion to return to regular session.
Well, John, I thought you had something for executive session. You said you had a couple things, I thought.
Yeah, that's so too.
Yeah.
No,
I did.
What?
to return into
We
regular.
talked about the other thing, the reimbursement.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Anyway, I made a motion to return to,
I'll second it.
Okay. Who's adjourning, baby?
all right.
Aye.
Oh,
Aye.
you got it, oh.
Sue?
No. Yeah, aye. I'll make a motion to pay all the bills for February.
Second. Aye.
John, Sue.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Aye.
Second.
Julia, is it
Aye.
clock off or no? Jack, camera off?
It is now, we're adjourned.
So, any